Okay, cool. So I guess we can start now. So I'm going to give a brief introduction to the Lens protocol, which is a Web3 social platform. Okay, so I think we have a group, a forum, a perpetual forum on Lenster, which is built on the Lens protocol. So yeah, maybe Xing, if you're interested, you can introduce later. Okay, so basically, Lens protocol is a composable and decentralized social graph. The core is really at the social graph itself, not the application layer. Okay, so the outline is going to briefly walk through the problems we had in Web 2 era and how Web 3 is gonna solve those issues, perhaps. And quickly walk through the core concepts and the architecture of the Lens protocol itself, and a little bit about the ecosystem that is evolving now, and demo a few applications that they have now, and finally do some QA and discussions. But if anyone has any question, feel free to interrupt anytime. So. Okay, so firstly, the problems and solutions. So I'm pretty sure everybody should be pretty familiar with all these issues. I'll quickly go through a few of them. So in Web 2, the problems we have, firstly is that we don't have the data ownership of what we have on what we post and on example Twitter or Facebook's. And we are the product that they sell our data to the ads. And secondly, there's a data locking issue, which means that once we maybe like we work a lot on our Twitter account, but someday if we want to move those let's say assets, our efforts to other platform, we can't do that easily. And third is that there's an issue of intransparent distribution algorithm. For example, on YouTube, there's a lot of complaints from the YouTubers that they don't know how the algorithm is being changed, and the algorithm highly affect their performance. So this is an issue for more for the creators. And also for the consumers, that we don't really know our feed is what we really want. And another issue is the centralized censorship. I guess the biggest example here is that Trump got kicked off from Twitter. And finally, there's a digital well-being issue that because in the Web 2.0 era, that all the platforms are essentially just fighting for our limited attention. So it's attention zero-sum game. And so all the platform they have no choice to come up with all these addiction hooks to retain our attentions. So this is kind of an issue for the users. Okay, so how Lens proposed to solve this? So firstly, it's built on Web3, and so the content, all the users has all the ownership of the content they generated, and also their followers. That we'll see how Lens does this, but in high level is that you can bring all the followers to any other platforms whenever you want. And the distribution part is also decentralized. So this also makes it censorship resistance. And finally, they introduce a lot of customized monetization tools. Oh, sorry, they already introduced a few official monetization tools, and they also allow customize. So this is good news for both creators and curators. And they provide an open, share, and composable architecture to realize all the things above. So in Web 2.0, all the platforms are like all this like data silos that we sign up each platforms, and all the data are separated, and also we cannot like freely move them around or share them across platforms we use. And in the Web3, in Lens protocol, the architecture is in is kind of like this. Like you can think of Lens protocol as a set of tools that enables you to create. For example, the core is the profile NFT. Thanks. No, I just grab this from other places. So yeah, you can think of it as a set of tools to help you create a profile NFT and also publish content via the protocol. And also, when you follow others, you get follower NFTs in return, etc. And all this so-called user-generated contents are lives in your wallet, so you have full controls of all this data. And in the top layer, can you guys see my mouse? I'm not sure if you can see my mouse. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'll answer how you unfollow others later. So back to the chart is that on the top layer is all the platforms that we are familiar with now. But the difference is all this user interface are just going to be the experience layer, and they will have to retrieve data from your wallet or from Lens protocol. So that's the major difference. So yeah, so I'll go through the core concepts of the building blocks of the Lens protocol, and this should answer most of the questions. So first of all is the profile piece. So basically, when you sign up with a wallet, you will mint a profile NFT that will be sent to your wallet, and you will have full control of it. And with the profile NFT, you have the ability to publish content. And note here that publications are not NFT. They will be attached to the profile NFT itself directly. From the document, they say they want to make sure that all the contents are always alongside the profile, the owner itself. And thirdly, the collect NFT. So this is a kind of NFT that you can mint when you collect others' publications. And lastly, there's a follow NFT. So this is the NFT that you mint when you use your wallet to follow another person's profile NFT, and you will mint a follow NFT. So each follow NFT represents a following relationship between you and the profile that you're following. Also, to answer Shane's questions, so to unfollow someone, you need to send the follow NFT to you need to burn the follow NFT. So basically, send it to the first address. Yeah. Secondly, yeah, is the publication parts. So there are three types of publication. So the basic one is the post. This is just like any kind of post. It can be articles, videos, audios, any kind. And secondly, there's the comment. So comments, like Web2 comments, it's attached to a certain post, or you can comment other comments as well. And then finally, the mirror. Mirror is just share. So you can, for example, you can share a post, and so you mirror the post, or you can also mirror the content. I think you can also mirror another mirror as well. Okay, so third part is the building governance ability. So this is done via the follow NFT. So the follow NFT has a few governance features built in. For example, you can delegate voting power to other followers, and also there's a fetch power function that you can call on the follow entity to see how many voting power does the follow entity currently have on a certain block. So the cool thing here is that from the official site, it says you can just spin up a DAO, and the DAO, if the DAO interface with the follow NFT, then you can build a community and have voting and governance activities. And lastly is the composability. This is done by customizable modules. So there are three key modules here. First, the follow-on module and collect module, and then the reference module. So these are the entry points for the community to build any kind of arbitrary logics when these actions are done. So for example, the community should be able to invent a new kind of interaction mechanism basing on these modules. And also monetization strategy are mostly done with these modules. We'll go, okay, let me move on. So I'll explain the module more in depth here. So this chart demonstrates how when you create the profile NFT. So basically, when you sign up with a wallet, you mint a profile NFT, and you control the profile NFT entirely. And a side note here is that you can have multiple profile NFT, just like you can have multiple accounts on, say, Instagram or Facebook. And there's a follow module mentioned previously that is attached to every profile NFT. So the owner has the ability to decide which module, which follow module he or she wants to use for his or her profile NFT. And this follow module will be executed every time someone wants to follow this profile NFT. So for example, you can assign maybe you need to pay a certain amount of money to follow me, or you need to own certain amount of money in your wallets to follow me, or you need to maybe have done something before to follow me. So anything can be injected here via the follow module. Okay, so secondly is the following. So how following works is if I want to follow another profile NFTs, mentioned previously that I will have to go through his follow module, the follow module that he choose, that he wants to attach to his profile NFT. And if I pass, I will be minted a follow NFT, and I will own that NFT. That the NFT will be the representation of the relationship of me following this profile NFT. And side note here is that the follow NFT has this, each profile NFT has one follow NFT contract that is deployed when the first person follows this profile NFT. So yeah, it's done on the fly. Okay, so if I want to follow many custom data. Yeah, that's interesting part, because I didn't really dig into how like gas fee works, but they do have how's it called? Relay layer that currently I believe most of the action are paid by the protocol itself. Yeah, or yeah, paid by someone. Yeah, and cool. So let's move on to publishing content. So as mentioned before, there are three types of contents. So the most basic one is the post. So you basically just if you own the profile NFT, you can post content, and the content will be attached to the profile NFT directly. And secondly, there are the comment and mirror. And this is a bit more complex here. So when you, let's say, comment first, when you want to comment on other posts, you will have to go through a reference module first. So each publication entity has a reference module attached to it. And same as the follow module, this is any logic that you can inject to the publication. So maybe you can say, oh, I made this post and I hope I want to charge it for comments. Maybe this doesn't make that sense, but anything that you can think of. So it's like a gate that you can control who can comment on your post. And if you're validated, then you can create your comments. And same as mirror, if you want to mirror, so mirror is just sharing. So if you want to share some content, you also need to go through this reference module. And also, this doesn't just act as a gate. It can also be like, if you share my content, I will pay you something like that. So it's like you can collect reference fee from the original author. So this is how reference module works. Okay, so let's move on to the last part, which is collect. So all the publications are collectibles as well. So when you collect others' publications, you will be minted a collect NFT that represent your maybe ownership in a sense of that you collected that publications. And also there's a collect module that you need to go through when you do this. And just like the reference module, you can do like you can maybe charge, mostly maybe you will be charged a fee to collect the NFT, or you will be required to be a follower to collect the NFT, or you will do anything. Or also maybe you can get paid collecting the NFT. Okay, so any questions here? So this is the entire picture of the underlying protocol. Follow. No, I don't think follow NFT is bidirectional. Is so if I own a follow NFT that points to your profile, this means I follow you. So if you want to follow me, you need to own a follow NFT that points to my profile. And how to know who I follow? Oh, Lens. Beside the protocol layer, they also provide an API layer, and in the API layer, they do have some like utils that you can just call, functions that you can call to get all the followers of a certain profile. Okay, so let me move on. So here are the two basic data types. On the left is the profile structure, which is, you can see, it's pretty simple here. So the pop count is just the count of the publication, and the follow NFT is the follow NFT contract that handles my followers NFT. And also the follow module, which is also a deployed contract that is arbitrary, could be official, could be built by community. Yeah, I believe handle is the username, I guess, and also the URI is just the meta directs to the metadata of my profile, say my name, my picture, etc. And on the right is the publication struct. You can see here there's our there are the profile ID pointed, so it's just the owner of the publication, and publication ID, and content URI, collect module, collect NFT, and reference module here. So some notes here are there's only one publication struct. The way they separate the three types of publication is by looking at these props if they exist. So for example, the pub ID pointed is only for the comment and mirror types of publication. This is, for example, comment. This entry will be the original post that this comment is for, and also same for mirror. And for the content URL, it's only for the post and comment, since mirror doesn't have its own content, so it doesn't need to have a URL that direct to the metadata of the post. And yeah, so for another is that only posts and comments are collectibles. So for mirror, there's no collect module and collect NFT attached. Yeah, I tried to claim, but I failed. So maybe others who have successfully claimed the accounts could answer. Yeah. So yeah, let me move on to the currently deployed contracts. So it's not that complex. So I've circled a few. So the top two, Lens Hub. This is the core contract that handles a profile NFT minting and sign up and publishing. And there are two logic contract, which first is publishing. This handles the the Lens Hub is more like an entry point, and it calls publishing logic to create profile and publish, and it calls interaction logic to handle following and collect. And you can see in the blue circle are all types of officially provided collect modules. So there are fee collect modules. I assume this is just you need to pay a certain fee to collect. And there are other types of collect modules that the author could use to attach to their publications. Yeah. And the purple one is for the follow module. So same as collect, there are fee follow module and profile follow module, and not sure what this revert follow module is. And also for reference module and two NFT contracts. Yeah. Okay, so I'll move on if no other questions. So moving on to architecture. So there are three major key points here. First is the modularity, that you should have a sense already with the modules that I've introduced previously. And secondly is they mention upgradeability in their README. Firstly, that currently, I guess because it's still early, they do have the Lens Hub being upgradable, and the upgrade is controlled by governance for now. But ideally, due to the modularity and openness of the design, so they believe even the Lens Hub contract itself doesn't need to be upgradable. And lastly, the layers. So basically, there are 5 layers. So on the bottom is the blockchain layer, and secondly is the protocol layer itself. And there's the middle layer, which I'll introduce later, and also the experience layer. This is just the you can think of this as the user interface or the application layer. And finally, the audience. So yeah, this is the graph diagram of the layers. So they build on Polygon for now, and most most thing they build on so far is the protocol layers here. And the interesting thing here is the middle layer. So they do have they do provide Lens APIs for now, which handles most of the use case for developing experiences. For example, they aggregate data from their own protocols and also some third-party sources. And you can interact with the protocol through the API layer as well. And for the community in the picture, they described here is that in the future, for example, if we have experience layer, we have YouTube, like Web3 YouTube, Web3 maybe Facebook, Web3 Instagrams here in the experience layer. Anyone can come in and say, oh, I want to build a customized distribution algorithm that maybe serve a certain type of users best. So they can come in and build a dedicated distribution algorithm here that lives in the middle layer, and experience layer could partnership with these other third-party algorithm providers, so that you can, and ideally users can have like the really what they want. Yeah, so that's basically the architecture overview here. Yeah, so any questions so far? Cool. Okay, let me move on. Yeah, so the ecosystem. So basically, same as the layers previously, the protocol layers here, and technically there could be algorithm developers layer here, and user experience developer layer here, and the creators here, and curators here, and general audience here. So since it's on Web3, so monetization is building naturally, and yeah, and they already provide these three types of monetization strategies, which is paid follows, publication, collect revenues, and mural fees. These are done with the modules, official modules that we've seen previously. And they are still making much more other official modules, and also communities are working on this kind of things as well. So yeah, so the ecosystem, you can imagine that there are a lot of possible transactions that could happen between each kind of roles. Yeah, so finally it's the application layers. So there are quite a few already. I think we are using this Friendster, which is kind of like, I guess the name came from what's that app called? The old app is called Friendster, and the new app is called Lenster. So I guess that's where it came from. But from the UI, it looks kind of like maybe Facebook plus Twitter, I guess. Yeah, and also there's a app called Favor, which emphasize share to earn. So it's basically like if you be a curator on the platform, you can earn. So it replaced the algorithms, I guess. And also Crypto, which is just a Web3 version of Cameo, which is provide personalized videos from crypto stars. Yeah, and there's also Lens Grants, and I found an article here, but it's in Mandarin, that they have already granted 14 projects, I think. So if you are interested, you can click on the links to see. Yep. And yeah, so this is my last slide here. So just some afterthoughts here. So it's quite interesting to imagine how might we leverage Lens. So perhaps social plus DeFi, how maybe we can build something like AngelList on DeFi, which is if anyone doesn't know, AngelList is like a kind of a socialized VC platform that you can create your own group and you can lead investors and raise your own funds. And maybe we can build some socialized vaults, or maybe DeFi eToro, and maybe even DeFi alumni funds. Yeah. So some of my questions that I wasn't sure yet is that they emphasized on use of data logging, but I'm not sure if this is really eliminated by the new design. So maybe they will eventually grow to have sufficient network effect that everyone has to use their protocols. So if that's the case, does that solve data locking really? And also imagine all the new business model for the experience layer apps or distribution algorithms, or even creators and curators. And finally, yeah, this is similar to the first questions that they emphasize on data portability, but not sure how all the players will play out if they, yeah, if they still like provide data portability. Do they still need to build the network effect to have their own edge? Yeah. So that's the questions I have currently. Yeah, that's all. So if you have any questions or ideas, feel free to discuss here. I'll wait for 2 more minutes. If not, we can end the session. Oh, Lee, do you want to give an intro on how we could sign up now?
I guess I'm not actually really sure because I did it a long time ago. But as far as I know, you can go to the link that I sent in the chat, lens.xyz.letter, and you just sign the letter. I think the letter, it'll ask you to let it post to your Twitter. So you need a Twitter account first. And then once you do that, after some period, they'll open the whitelist for that group, that batch of signups, and then you can join. So I did it pretty early on, so I don't remember how long it takes, but I'm guessing it's quicker than before. But yeah, anyone who wants to try, go for it. And like I say, I just followed D2, and you don't have to pay anything. So I guess you don't need to pay for gas so far, which is kind of weird. I'm not sure. I guess it means that they're paying for us, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm assuming eventually you'll have to pay for gas yourself.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks.
Philip, did you also sign up?
No, I haven't. I tried, but I failed.
Did you sign the letter?
Yeah, I think, but maybe I did it wrong.
It could be like, when did you sign the letter? I think you have, after you sign it, you have to wait for the next onboarding.
Oh, I see. I actually just signed it like 2 days ago.
Okay. I think you have to wait for the next, like they open.
Got
I
it.
don't know exactly how it works, but you have to wait. It's like a waiting list.
Got it. Okay.
So maybe, yeah, join the Discord, and I think they'll probably announce like the next time they open the, or the, I don't know how to describe it, the next sign up period anyway.
Mhm. Got
But
it.
you have to sign the letter first.
Thanks. Okay, so I guess if there's no more questions, we can end here. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Philip.
Bye.
Thank you.